Hello, what is going on, dudes? My name is 13 and welcome back to the Pokemon SoulSilver Shiny Badge Quest. In case you missed it, at the end of 2024, the video was posted in March of 2025, I went through Pokemon SoulSilver and caught a shiny Pokemon before each of the Johto badges, and I beat the Elite Four with this team. Now, it's time for us to take on Kanto. This video encompasses the entirety of my Kanto journey, and the same rules apply. I must catch a shiny Pokemon before getting each of the Kanto badges. Without further ado, this is how my journey went. Upon clocking back in, we're told that Professor Elm has something for us, being a ticket for the SS Aqua, so we can actually head to Kanto. On the boat, we must help a man find his granddaughter, who is bothering the captain, and find this lazy man sleeping on the job, and then we take our first real steps into Kanto. When I got there, I kind of forgot what the normal order of operations is supposed to be since it's been so long since I've actually done it, so I just decided to head north towards Cerulean City, grinding a few encounters on Route 6 along the way. After going north, challenging the New Nugget Bridge and finding nothing else on my way to Cerulean Cape, I thought maybe I needed to go to the power plant to start the events, which turned out to be correct. On the way there, I decided my first hunt would be outside of the power plant, as there are a bunch of cool encounters, such as Spearow, which could get me a better flying type, or new electric types with cool shinies, like Electabuzz or Voltorb, at least once the power plant is fixed. I quickly headed back to Cerulean, encountering the Team Rocket Grunt with a different accent, who you can find in Isra City and Unova, and getting the machine part back for the generator. I then activated Misty by interrupting her date up on the Cape, meaning it was now time for us to hunt our first member of the Kanto group. As I previously mentioned, I'd be starting the hunt next to the power plant, so I got to work. I decided to keep the 1533 encounters left over from the grinding in other random encounters since we had gotten the last shiny in Johto, being the Meowth, and adding on top of that for continuity's sake. After getting somewhere around 3,500 encounters, I didn't touch this project for something like 5 or 6 months. I went hard in other projects, such as my next shiny badge quest in White, the eventual shiny map quest in Legends ZA, and amongst that, and technically after it, the gargantuan Professor Oak challenge in Ultra Moon. All of those videos you should go check out, because I think they're all great. Though I might be a little bit biased. Once I got back to work, I started flying through encounters. Now having 2 capture DSs, the newest that I had ordered for the Ultra Moon Professor Oak challenge, which didn't arrive until the end, and even then I didn't have a code for it, I was able to record myself double hunting, rather than funneling myself into solo hunting, which I'd very much gotten used to, and actually enjoyed, because, you know, my single hunting luck in SoulSilver was pretty nuts. I started double hunting for the first time while I was away at my desk at 9,500 encounters, and I reached 11,000 the first time I recorded both DSs at the desk. However, with the double hunting, the numbers quickly began to balloon, and it didn't take long until it became the second longest shiny hunt I've ever done. At least in terms of numbers. Also, in case you were wondering, I ended up dumping the ROM and the save from my SoulSilver cartridge to use on the second DS because I had not purchased a second copy, which can be prohibitively expensive. I still wish that I had the original SoulSilver and those other 2 games that were in that DSi case that just up and vanished. I still have no idea where it is. The number continued growing from there. 14,000, 15,000, 16,000, you get the picture. Around 19,500, I had this ever-growing fear that the shiny would surpass Tepig from the White shiny badge quest, being 21,266, and then just end up being Raticate, which I already had, and would be very conflicted on whether or not I counted it for the badge quest or had it as a phase. And then, only a couple days later, didn't take me very long, and I had passed Tepig, and it became officially my new longest shiny hunt of all time, at least again in terms of numbers. As a brief aside, during this time where I was putting in about 1,000 encounters a day, lots of other things were going on the side. Inspired by a series I will mention shortly, I decided I wanted to share the things that were going on. For one, I was having to do a ton of reading for a master's exam. This isn't even all the books, this is just a couple of them. And then there's a whole bunch more that are on like ebook versions that are on my Kindle here. It led me to foregoing some things, like I didn't even play a lot of other video games outside of like shiny hunting that I would do for a couple of hours at night, like 2.5 hours or so, just like to chill out and whatnot. The day before I reached 21,000 encounters, we went to a sushi place not far from where I live, and then saw Iron Lung, the Markiplier's horror movie, which was absolutely awesome. It was a great experience. The next day, I reached the 22,000 encounters while watching fellow shiny hunter Brosidon's second part of his Route Master Challenge, which is what inspired me to be sharing the things that were going on the side. And it was nice to have on the side while plugging away at this ridiculous hunt, which was nearing the triple the odds number, which is ridiculous. Also that same night I had discovered that I had gotten and recovered from Pokerus on the main file, which is crazy, and somehow the second file didn't have it, and so I guess the copy of the save I made was before I got the Pokerus, though I did find in my footage, there was a point where I did get the actual dialogue of finding Pokerus, which was pretty cool. I mean, my Pokerus luck, if you know from the Ultra Moon Professor Oak, is ridiculously good, like even better than my shiny luck. It's crazy. Oh yeah, we also hit 23,000. The next day, I decided to grind some encounters while I was watching a documentary for homework that I had already watched, and I think it was kind of for the same class that just ended up having a new code, and they still let me take it, even though I'm technically not supposed to. I don't know. It could have been, it could have not been. There was a lot of things that were similar, but that's completely aside from the point. But on that night, February 4th, 2026, the first shiny of the second part of the badge quest was finally found. Oh, yes! Yes! Oh my god! I'm so sorry, kitten. Yes, dude! Finally! Oh my gosh, dude. Dude, oh my gosh. Finally! Oh my god, I looked up odds earlier today, dude. And I had already a 97% chance to have found this at 23,000 encounters. Jesus Christ, this took so long to find. And it was the one that I wanted the most, being Spearow. Look at that, bro! Finally! Now you can know, now you know I wasn't cheating the whole first video, bro. Jeez, it's on the capture card too, which is sick. So then you have the sound too. I don't have to worry about switching and everything. Well, they're both on the capture card, but it's on the cartridge one, which is what I'm. Yes, dude, finally. Okay. Well, I can't do anything but throw Pokeballs at it because I'm gonna kill it with anything I do, so it's relief, it's over. My longest phase ever is over. Yeah, I have not used a level ball. We're using a level ball. I do have 5. This should, theoretically, should catch. We get the sparkles again. Ah, that's so, actually, hold on a second. Hold on. Okay, weird. I don't know what was going on there, but now we have the full screen angle of it. Alright, let's try another level ball. I don't have a false swipe Pokemon. I don't even think I have a status Pokemon on this team. Okay. Okay. Rize, why you gotta act like this? That's her name, by the way. I was really hoping to be a female as well. Actually, I do have Kirby. Okay, basically the naming theme for this time around is gonna be basically the remainder of the names like from Persona 4, 3, and then Final Fantasy 7 that I didn't use in the previous ones. And so, yeah. Brother. It's not like, oh my god, it's the worst thing in the world, but I want it in a new Pokeball. I'll use an Ultra Ball if I have to. She did not want to cooperate. At least Pursuit has a lot of power points, and Leer as well. Come on. Last level ball, please help me out here, girl. It should be like a higher catch rate because we're 30 levels. How does level ball work? Is that not? Hold on. All right, I don't know. For some reason it just doesn't want to work. Okay. No, Nest Ball's too green in this game. See, a level ball should work with 30 levels above. Doesn't matter, we got her! Yes! Jeez, bro. That's crazy. Oh my god, 23,378. My new longest phase ever. Very excited. And it's not too late so that I can yell, and it's not gonna be a big deal. I've had a feeling, brother. I had a feeling. Rize. Anyway. That makes sense to me. That was like a 60-hour hunt. Anyway, where is she? There she is. There's Rise with a careful nature. Look at that animation. Look at you. I mean, it's a solid nature. Anything that doesn't lower attack or speed is fine for this Pokemon, so. Yes! Yes! I wanted a level ball instead of a nest ball, but you know, Rise did not want that, so. I guess she got to decide. I was really scared we would have found another Raticate to be as well, because it's the only dupes on the route. And then imagine my first and third longest hunt are Raticate. You know, basic one being Rattata instead. I did want the Rattata at the first time, but I did not want a second one. Look at the little golden bird! Look at that little bird following me! It's so cute. The level ball did have a 4 times catch rate to actually catch her at the level difference, so I don't know what was happening. It doesn't really matter. Maybe level balls kind of just work different in Gen 4. There's a couple of things that work different in Gen 4. Hint. Nevertheless, we can finally move on. Also, it turns out that I found Pokéres on the second file, independent of the first, which is pretty funny. Anyway, after training Rise up somewhat near my team's levels, and I didn't get insanely lucky finding a grinding shiny this time, I decided to take on Erica, since my Fearow would be quite useful in that fight. While it was a bit more difficult than expected because her levels vary wildly, her highest being 56, we were able to get the job done without a single feint, earning us our 9th badge. Now it was time to decide where to hunt again. I decided to go do some battling to get some more levels because it appears we were quite underleveled, and I happened upon Route 8. These dudes and their coughings are so freaking annoying because they continually O-code my Fearow with Explosion, so she got no XP from them, and I was very mad. My initial thought was to head to Route 11 after getting the radio card from Lavender Town to remove the Snorlax when I happened to check the encounter tables for Route 8. During the day, there's a high chance of finding another normal flying type and a duplicate in Meowth, but at night, I have a pretty solid chance of finding Haunter, which has a decent shiny while Gengar doesn't, members of the Outer Line, and Vulpix, arguably my favorite Kanto Pokemon. While there's also a significant chance of Meowth and another normal flying in Noctowl at night, I love Noctowl, and if the phase is short enough, I might count a Meowth as a phase and continue hunting here until I find something else. The biggest issue with the Kanto routes is just the amount of dupes and also Pokemon that are just kind of uninteresting, especially with the Pokemon that I already have. Like, the entire section from Celadon to Fuchsia is all of the same encounters. There's no difference between them. I will eventually go back to Johto for later sections in this challenge, but for now I wanted to stay in Kanto. Nevertheless, it's time to hunt. I got to 1,000 the first night, and then only added 200 more during the Super Bowl because I decided to fix lesson plans instead. And then I hit a wall. Not burnout this time, at least not yet. But a technical error that at that time I had literally no recourse to fix. It wasn't until a couple days after the Super Bowl I wanted to hunt some more, and my viewer software told me no capture device detected. Now, normally that's not that big of a deal. The Katsu Kitty cards are kind of weird, also Windows with its USB issues and a whole bunch of other BS and whatnot, so typically you reinstall the driver, plug cycle the devices, everything works perfectly, no problems whatsoever. However, this time was different. Nothing I did worked. I was very, very, very confused. I ended up going in a device manager to check something, and it turns out that someone messed up when it came to the driver signature. And these drivers that had been being used by Katsukity for at least 12 years, at least since I bought this original Capture DS. Excuse me, this was my original DS that I had and then got modded 12 years ago. But something changed. Someone fucked up the driver signature and messed things up. So now, cats are being weird. Stop it! I'm talking. I was still unable to fix the problem. So I turned to Reddit. Funny enough, I made my first ever Reddit post because of this issue. And posted in in 2 different 3DS subreddits to see if we could figure stuff out. It literally prevented me from actually recording in my normal way where I have my setup and everything like that. So, and I don't really have the best setup in order to be able to record with a camera or whatnot. I just didn't have a setup that was prepared for stuff like that because I have you don't see it from that angle, but I have this whole battle station here. There's just so much shit in the way. So, I kind of had to mess around with it, and it was uncomfortable to record, and I had to actually look at the screen while I was doing it, because otherwise I would not have been able to see if any shinies appeared. Nothing did. I did about 2,000 total encounters with the janky setup. Excuse me, I misread my script. I got 2,000. Didn't add 2,000. Got 2,000. And then I didn't hunt for a couple days because I got busy. However, the Reddit post bore fruit. And thanks to some sleuthing from some of the people who had saw the post and had some similar issues, people were able to figure out what the problem was and how to correct it. You basically, I have a whole, like, my post has a whole tutorial thing on it where you basically went into Device Manager, you showed hidden devices, you uninstalled these 2 hidden devices that were with these things, and then it would turn them back into the easy USB things. I don't know how they did it. Maybe they patched it. I even submitted something through Windows. I don't remember what it was, but you know, but we fixed it. It turned out great. I'm very glad that I made that post. It kind of went a little bit viral in the sense that it helped a lot of people, which was great. It helped me too. So I'm glad we were able to figure it out together. The next day was my birthday, and I added another 1,000 encounters while I was watching the Fallout show. Unfortunately, I did not find a shiny. I kept hunting right along while I was sick and watching Fallout, and 9 days after my birthday, February 28th, I reached odds. Later that same night, I found my next shiny.
Yes! Oh my god, I didn't think I was gonna get it tonight, dude. Oh, dude, the cartridge stays unbeaten. Holy! That's so sick. That's so sick. Oh my god. So, I'm not sick anymore. This is, I'm over the flu. I have a sinus infection. So I sound like shit. But, yo, dude, that's so cool. That's so freaking cool. Oh my gosh. Alright, let's switch over here to the single. Yo, bro. Yo! Oh my gosh. Look at that. It's so... Oh my... I love Vulpix so much. I have an Alolan Vulpix over here on my shelf. Actually, I think it's over on the little one. Yeah, it's on the little shelf. You can't see it on this camera angle, but it's on the far end of my little shelf down there. And I love regular Kanto Vulpix so much. And I was kind of hoping I'd get this. It was either this or Abra, and it's female, which is exactly what I wanted. Oh my god, okay. Well, what kind of Pokeball do we want to use on her? We could use a Quick Ball. We could also use a Level Ball. Maybe a Level Balls will work this time. Let's give a Level Ball a shot. I made more of them. Oh my gosh, that's so sick! Ah! Dude. I didn't know it had Roar. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't realize. I knew Growlithe got Roar. I didn't realize the Vulpix got Roar. Alright, Yo, so I'm editing. Sorry, my light's off and it's dark out. I'm editing the SoulSilver Shiny Match Quest, and this is just moments before disaster. Maybe the level ball will work this time. Throws the level ball. Vulpix breaks out and flees. Didn't work for Rize. Didn't work for the Vulpix. I'm laughing so much at this right now because it's such a sad moment, but it's so funny. Anyways, back to the video. So I was devastated. I don't know if you could have been able to tell from my expression that. That was more surprise than anything, because I was not expecting, 1, I didn't expect it to have Roar. 2, I didn't think it would work,
because I was a much higher level. Unfortunately,
You know, I just fucking realized something, dude. Roar shouldn't have worked. I'm a higher level. Did they not? When did they change that? Okay, it was Gen 5 that they changed it to always fail. That fucking sucks, man. I'm so annoyed.
judging by the formula on Bulbapedia, the Vulpix had about a 1 in 6 chance to succeed. About 18% or something like that. I made a mistake in my interpretation. I calculated the right number. However, this was the chance that it would fail the roar, not the chance that it would succeed. You know, basically it was like hunting in the Safari Zone, even though I wasn't intending to hunt in the Safari Zone for a Pokemon that could flee from me. This one really stung. Like, in a way that I kind of couldn't explain, even. Before I had found it, I had had a really bad week. I had been sick. By extension, I had been tired. I had had a lot of work to do, on top of, you know, actually doing my job of teaching at that moment, and studying and preparing for master's exam, as well as doing assignments on top of that. And I had this cold that lasted for, like, multiple weeks, and my voice was, like, fucked up for a little while. If people remember, I had forgotten a Pokemon in Ultra Moon, and then I had to make a follow-up little video because I had forgotten to get a Politoed, which only appeared during a certain weather condition, whatever. There's a video on that on the channel. In that video, I was exceptionally sick. That's what I was sick with. It was basically 2 weeks. The first week I was actually sick, and the week after it was just my voice. And then having one of my favorite Pokemon roar me out of the battle, and not only that, but a 5% shiny that I was unbelievably excited to find, because it also was the gender that I would have preferred. Yeah. I decided I would hunt until my original plan total for that night being 9,000, and if I didn't find another, which I know was exceptionally unlikely, I would try using RNG manipulation, and emphasis on try, and that is exactly what I ended up doing. So, no matter your opinion of RNG manipulation, you're valid in that. I'm not going to defend it or say it's better than everything else. It's interesting, and learning about it was interesting, but it was not for me. That's for sure. So, basically, I had never tried it before this, and I felt like with everything as stupid in this, I might try to do this to see if I could get my shiny bag immediately. Basically, I couldn't figure out the delay I had to hit. The roamer locations were not giving the correct data for the RNG for the seed, and so I couldn't figure out the delay I was at or anything like that. But basically, I was actually just because I had the gender ratio for Vulpix wrong. I'm pretty sure that was the reason. It's actually 75% female, and I did not realize that. I always assumed it was 50-50. So there you go. Anyways, that's not really important, but I stopped doing the manip strats basically after a few hours. I started them the day after I had failed the Vulpix. With the other two fails in the first part, I found my reclaim the next day. Will the pattern hold true? No, it didn't. I finished the next day at 10,300, or a little under 2,000 encounters since failing the Vulpix. While I'd initially planned to go to 11,000, I had wasted almost half of my day trying to figure out the RNG manipulation, so I could just continue on with this video instead of doing the important tasks I needed to, and I realized I needed a break away from hunting. There was no time pressure, but I desperately wanted to reclaim the Vulpix ASAP. I came back a few days later, and was in call with the boys, hunting like normal, when Jadric totally jebaited me.
Wait, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, did you not catch it?
What?
Oh no, check Pokemon.
Did I miss it?
Bro.
No! I knew it would happen. I knew it was gonna be Meowth. That's hilarious. Fuck.
You got the fox and the cat.
I told you, I knew it was gonna be the other game and Meowth. We're recording more into this. I'm gonna sync it real quick because I'm gonna put up the screenshot that Jedrick sent me. There was no, I thought it was a shiny that I missed. And luckily, I didn't miss a shiny. Why does it look different on your screen?
It looks like a shiny.
I mean, it does, but it's not. I don't know. That's weird.
That is so weird.
That is so weird because it does. That's the shiny, but it didn't sparkle. I don't know, bro.
What is going on?
That's weird as heck. That's why I was wondering if it was an earlier one that you had clipped and I missed it.
Weird as shit, though. No, I feel like I'm like in the Mandela effect or some shit.
I don't know how that happened, I'm gonna be honest. That's
hilarious.
I mean, to be fair, I just like looked up after the sparkles would have happened, and like I just caught it quick.
You clipped it. I mean, that's clearly the color of shiny Meowth.
Yeah, like you can literally see the one on the right's not.
That's really funny though. I don't know how it ended up like that for you.
I hope it's not a foreshadow.
Yeah, right. Dun dun.
We're still not sure what he saw or how he saw it or where that came from or whatever, because I scrubbed through the footage and there ain't no shiny Meowth. So I don't fucking know. It's so funny. I have no idea what happened. But hopefully that Meowth isn't a bad omen. Each day I hunted after that, I averaged about 1,000 total encounters. Some days it was 500, others 1,500. It kinda depended on how I felt and how much time I had. And the number continued to rise. It didn't take long to reach the double the odds number again, and upon reaching 17,000 encounters, while watching Quick Band Extreme, I was officially over odds from the moment I had found and failed the Vulpix.
You didn't bring a soundproof Mon loader, dude. You've learned nothing.
In fact, I did happen to learn something quick, as I decided to look up a catch calculator because I was seeing so many Abra that I thought I might find one and wanted to see if it would catch in a quick ball. That answer is yes, 100% of the time, but I happened to look up the chances with Vulpix, and so needless to say, I was even more bummed. I kept going, and as I neared 18,000 encounters on March 13th, 2026, a shiny appeared.
No. Oh no! Ah! I knew it was gonna happen. So what do I do about this? I don't want this. I don't know, bro. I don't care. You don't need to see the bottom screen. I knew it was gonna happen, dude. Unless we get to see her sparkle again. Alright, well, we caught her. Oh, man. I said at a random point that I would, if I found a fucking shiny Meowth again, that I would take it. Just like... It got a high enough hunt, and man, I still haven't found a goddamn shiny on this one. Why? I suppose for now we'll call her Chie. Oh, shit. Oh no. We're gonna check one more, just for the hell of it. Oh, shit. I'm so tired. I need to go to bed. So I was gonna stop at 18,000 no matter what. So we'll come back for a Vulpix. This is gonna count for the badge quest, man. I've been here too long. What's her nature? Docile. I need to rename her to not be. It's kind of funny because I wanted to name the Vulpix Chidori, and I would have found her. I don't know, bro. So I guess we just move on with the challenge.
I might as well have been solo hunting on the original DS, man, because the secondary one still has not found a shiny. Also, at this point, I had ordered a Japanese copy of Heart Gold, which you would have seen if you had seen anything about Safari Week, as it was way cheaper than SoulSilver for some reason, but that I now had, so I could do a second cartridge hunt. This wasn't what I meant by saying if I had found a dupe and it had been long enough, I would accept it, as I really, really wanted to reclaim the Vulpix. After sleeping on it, I decided that this would not count for the badge quest and I would continue on. After a suggestion from Quick Panic in that actual same stream I had played a clip from earlier, I looked into Route 7 of Kanto, east of Celadon, and lo and behold, the nighttime encounters here are super interesting, not to mention the chances of finding Vulpix being considerably higher. However, we do have a higher chance of finding a dupe such as Meowth, Raticate, and Persian, but I'll take my chances. First things first, I decided to go get a Pokemon with the ability Illuminate, which boosts the chances of encountering wild Pokemon. I don't know why I hadn't done this forever ago. So I headed to Route 47 in Johto to catch some Staryu. I caught 2 per game, just to make sure I had at least 1 with Illuminate per game, and it's good I did, as the secondary DS actually found something this time, both of the Staryus with Illuminate. With that, I got to hunting. I got 1,000 encounters done in the same session after catching the Staryu, and was averaging about 500 encounters per hour with Illuminate. Later in the evening, after another shift at the animal hospital where I take my pets, where I'd been doing part-time fill-in work taking care of the animals, I decided to do another session of 1,000 because I kind of felt like it. And I'm glad I did. As on March 14th, 2026, just 17 minutes or so after starting the second session, I got my next badge quest encounter. Doesn't exist in this game. Holy! Yo! That looks so good in this game! What? Well, this one was so over odds. Holy! That's crazy, dude. Wow. Okay, so the left game is like 16, was like 2 times over odds or whatever. Yo, that's so sick. Not my target, but this will count for this section of the badge quest, dude. Oh man, that looks so pink. So much better than it does nowadays. I'm so glad I did more encounters tonight. I was thinking about, maybe I'll do something else. I can now do something else and still play. Oh, that's so sick, dude. Let's go. Okay. Unfortunately, Murkrow has a very poor catch rate. And I do not have my... Oh, I do have my Ampharos. Okay. We're going to go in and paralyze it. Oh no, if you knock out the Staryu, it's fine. Okay, I'm going to have to adjust the volume because I think this one is way louder than the other one. Because I've never actually had the sound on for this game. Okay. Anyway. Yay, that's so sick. Okay, so actually I'm playing on the wrong game. I'm just going to close that. Alright, so for now, we're going to start. I'm going to throw a quick ball at it. For the fact that a dusk ball would be so nice. But quick ball is going to be max catch rate right now. Yeah. Ah, look at that. That's so sick. Okay, you know what? I'm going to double check something. We're going to look up right now whether or not it has Whirlwind. I don't know how Whirlwind works in this game. I'm going to be completely honest with you. It does not have it either way, so it's all good. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to go, first off, we're going to hit it with a Thunder Wave. I'm going to try a Dusk Ball here. I have a bunch of Pokeballs, so we'll catch it. We're going to catch her. Okay, I want to double check I was recording Audacity. It's fine either way. Okay. I'm going very slow because I'm catching this guy. This is so sick. This game went over double odds without an encounter, while the cartridge found all the other 3 that I found. We can try a different Pokeball. We'll try a level ball because nothing likes the level balls. We'll use all the level balls on it. I'm perfectly fine. It's got plenty of moves. Because at this level, it's got Wing Attack, Haze, Pursuit, and Haze itself has 30, and then Wing Attack is 35. So it's not going to run out of moves anytime soon. Oh, that's such a nice shiny, though, man. All right, level ball worked for her. Yay! Dude, that's so cool! That's so cool! Oh my gosh! Yes! That's so sick. The Darkness Pokemon. Oh, you're so sick. What do I name you? That's the question here, isn't it? I mean, it's gotta be Mitsuto, isn't it? Because she is like the head. Not really the head, but she's like kind of the boss of everybody. I want to make sure I spelled her name right. There she is. Yay, dude! Alright, that's so sick. That's so sick. We're gonna come back to get Vulpix for a later section of this hunt. This is gonna be it for this section, because it's not a dupe, it's not a cat, or a rat. So, let's go check her out. Bashful with Super Luck. Oh, that's so cool! That's so absolutely sick. I've only been recording 22 minutes for the session. Alright, you know, that feels good. This has been a real shitty week. On top of the fact that I'm watching, as I'm recording this is Pi Day, March 14th. It's been back-to-back days that NRG has lost. They're out of the Master Santiago and Valorant, so I'm very I'm a bit disappointed, and then I'm exhausted because it's been doing a lot of work over the weekend and whatnot. So I'm so stoked. I got a shiny that isn't a duplicate. I'm so happy about this. Beautiful pink little Murkrow, man. Beautiful pink little Murkrow. I immediately started searching for a best place to find a dust stone in these games since I would need one to evolve my little crow. The few options I had were one of the trainers you can get calls on from Route 17, win the bug catching contest and get lucky with a 1 in 10 chance to get a dust stone amongst all the other evolution stones, or go to the depths of Cerulean Cave, which I won't be able to do until I've gotten all the Kanto badges. I decided to start by going down Route 17, cycling road, and battling all the trainers to get all of their numbers, but also going to Mitsuto along the way. I then immediately went to the bug catching contest since it happened to be Saturday, and it didn't take me long to find the highest scoring Pokemon, Scyther, at the max possible level I can find, and luckily it was a breeze to catch. I also happened to find a pincer that would have also won me the contest a little bit later, which was really neat. Unsurprisingly, I got first place, and my reward was... Yeah! Haha! First try! Oh yeah. It's all coming together. Later, after rematching trainers, I decided to look into getting a heart scale, which you can find as a hidden item on Route 32. It turns out the Murkrow doesn't learn Night Slash and Honchkrow doesn't get Sucker Punch, as they're both learned at level 45, so I decided to grind out Mitsuto to get Sucker Punch, and then I would use a heart scale to relearn Night Slash. After grinding up and battling a bunch of trainers, during which I accidentally progressed the events with Suicune, I was able to get Mitsuto to 45. Right after, I evolved her with a Dust Stone, and to my surprise, she ended up learning Night Slash anyway. I can save this heart scale for the later purpose after all. It's not like it just sits in my bag the entire game, right? With that, I got to grinding up our team, as I no longer wanted to be underleveled for upcoming gyms. So I got the entire main team I'm using right now to level 60. I was able to get there mostly through trainer battles, but I stopped tallying wild encounters after 100, since I didn't want to battle chain to the death the entire time. So we'll start from there for the next hunt, going into our second Kanto gym badge, which I decided would be Sabrina, since I just got a great dark type. It took longer to get through the gym than to beat Sabrina, earning me my 10th badge. Immediately upon leaving Sabrina's gym, I flew to Lavender Town to finally get my expanded radio card that I earned for restoring the power plant. With this, we're going to be doing a special hunt in Johto for a special Pokemon. Having the expanded radio card allows us to have a few extra features, the most important one for me right now being Sinnoh Sounds. The Sinnoh Sounds feature allows you to find a few Sinnoh Pokemon en routes, with a 20% chance to find them guaranteed. The most annoying part is that you have to reactivate the radio after each encounter, so that DJ Ben Brosidon will start playing the music again. Something I forgot to mention is that the Sinnoh Sounds broadcast only appears on Thursdays as well. As a result, I decided to solo hunt for this part. I went to Ilex Forest in Johto, where using the Sinnoh Sounds made Budew, and, more importantly, Carnivine appear. For the uninitiated, Carnivine is my favorite Pokemon of all time. There's also a Carnivine statue. He's right there. Unfortunately, he sits behind me, so I may adjust this so he can like sit here or something like that. But anyway, Carnivine is my favorite Pokemon, and I still don't have a shiny of it. So I thought, you know, it could be kind of cool to hunt it here. Carnivine itself just hasn't been that available to use. You can use it in like BDSP or, you know, well, I should say that use it in BDSP or Diamond Pearl Platinum or Legends Arceus. It's more available in Legends Arceus than the other ones, but there's a bunch of cool new Pokemon in Legends Arceus, so obviously you want to use those. Like, I didn't even use Carnivine in that game, but like, the problem is in Diamond Pearl Platinum and BDSP, it is quite literally a sometimes if you're lucky that day spawn in the Great Marsh. So it even has a chance to run away from you, which is funny. With the adjusted odds from activating the Sinnoh Sounds in Ilex Forest, Oddish still has a massive chance to appear, but Paris and Zubat are made much less common. After doing a bunch of encounters and finding way too many Oddish, I took a second look at the encounter levels and discovered I could do a repel trick with a level 6 Pokemon, making my possible encounters just Oddish, Carnivine, and Budew, with Carnivine having equal odds to Oddish. I won't lie, I used PK Hex to knock down my Staryu's level to level 6, basically so I didn't have to do breeding and stuff like that, but considering the amount of time I'm going to have to spend menuing in this hunt, I think it kind of evens out. Progress was slow, as you might imagine, and my first day numbers were slightly inflated by the fact I started with 96 total encounters, which should have actually been 100. I probably was typing in the script and hit my minus button a couple times, and I didn't realize that I had adjusted the encounter numbers, but it's fine. But I ended at 500. I think I was averaging maybe 150 or so per hour, which is a massive decline in even the normal single system hunting. But for my attention span and my seemingly like I don't know, it's not really carpal tunnel. It's just like, I don't know, stiffness prone thumbs. Solo system hunting is still the best option for me. I hunted for a total of almost 8 hours of the third day and only got a total of 1100 encounters done. So it was very slow going. Even more so than normal simply due to the menuing I had to do. Open the Pokegear before each encounter to start up the Sinnoh music, then periodically spray repelled to maximize my odds of getting Carnivine. Hunting dragged on. Not to mention I wasn't hunting for like a full week and a half as I prepared for the first part of my master's exam. I passed, in case you wondered. And one day while I was hanging out with Jedrick and Call, he made this realization.
Has Carnivine ever got a full art?
Probably.
Carnivine did receive a full art, exclusively in Pokemon TCG Pocket.
Fuck you. So no, the answer is no.
Okay, well I'm angry now. So Carnivine's never even received an EX. No EX, no full art, no illustration rare, no secret illustration rare, no trainer gallery.
They hate my boy.
They literally just said, fuck you, Carnivine.
They hate my boy. After getting really frustrated and being unable to get an auto counter working for me, I was able to get a different counter script working so I could double hunt with my Japanese Heart Gold and a different hunt that I will be doing later in this challenge concerning the starters. But after hunting a while with both of those, I realized it was way too much for me to try to focus on with two different counters, remembering which counter is which, and then remembering to do the correct things for whatnot. And it was just like too much for me to think about, so I just went back to solo hunting for Carnivine. Not much later, something pretty funny happened. Well, I knew it was gonna happen, and of course it was when I forgot to activate the Sinnoh sounds. Well, at least we get to see him sparkle again. Cute little guy. I'm debating on what I want to do, because this hunt sucks. It's so tedious. And will you just get in the ball, brother? Do I have my Ampharos? Do you want a heavy ball? Are you a chunky lad? I think it actually has like an insanely bad catch rate with the heavy ball. I wish I had a false swiper. I can teach Fear a false swipe for some odd reason, but I haven't. Or at least my Fear learned false swipe in for Ultramoon Professor Oak. I realized I could learn it there and I used it for Pichu stuff. Okay. We caught him in a heal ball. Alright, we're gonna name him Teddy. Alright, well, I guess we go check this goof out. It's really funny that I forgot, because I wonder what would have happened if that would have been a shiny frame or not. Alright, well, let's check out our new little friend over here. Teddy is a Jolly with chlorophyll. Jolly is really, really bad. Oh my goodness, look at the little guy. I love Oddish. Oddish is cute. I decided to keep going, same as I did with Meowth, because the number wasn't too big and I really wanted the chance to Carnivine. The next day, March 9th, 2026, while hanging in call with Jedrick, my single game luck once again reared its head. Well, there's the shiny! Are you there? Jedrick? He was just here! Where the fuck did he go? Well, that's slightly disappointing. I'll have to come back for Carnivine another time, I think. Because I do not want to be here in this forest anymore. But this is less than 1,000 since I got the Oddish. Same cartridge. Did not expect it to. I literally told Jedrick earlier today that I'm like, I don't expect to get anything. I'm gonna wait until he gets back before I catch this guy. It's a really good looking shiny though. It looks really good in this game. It's technically not a dupe, so it's gonna count for the shiny badge quest, which is good because this hunt
absolutely sucks, and I want to go hunt in Heart Gold for the starters. All right, we're just gonna catch it. I'm sick of waiting. Haven't been that long. There he is.
No, I came back at the worst time. The internet cut out.
No!
Wait.
Well, I found a shiny Weedle.
Oh my gosh. Caleb got the shiny while the internet was off.
Literally, no,
Caleb got the shiny while the internet was off.
You were just talking, and I'm like, oh, there's the shiny, and I'm like, are you there? Where the fuck did he go?
It looks so good. Well, I guess you needed the internet to go out to get the shiny.
God, it's like you just something about you being here and then you leaving.
Yep.
Anyway,
all
right.
Good luck when I'm here and leave.
So what do we name her is the question. So it's either, you know what? I kind of like Yukari, even though it doesn't really make sense. I don't remember. I don't think I named anything after her. So we're gonna do Yukari. I could be forgetting. I didn't name anybody Yukari, and it is fine. We have Yukari. Well, hey, that time actually it was with Sinnoh sounds. She is sassy, which makes sense for her character. Are you there, or did the internet cut out? What happened? Wait, what is my ID? I never ever looked at what my ID is in this game. 05372.
Literally got a patch of grass running behind.
And his eyes are red. Look at it.
Hey.
We'll do the same thing. Yukari.
Hey.
Look how golden she is.
Very gold.
You enjoying the rain? Nope, it's doing its best to keep up with me. Okay. I have specific plans for these shinies I found here in the forest, along with the spare Meowth, which I renamed Yumi, but for now I'll be keeping my normal team on SoulSilver. With that, it's time to take on our next gym, which I arbitrarily chose to be Cerulean since I went and got a leaf stone for Bill's grandpa on the Cape. With my team, the gym was literally no problem, earning us our 11th gym badge. So I initially started this whole shiny badge quest because I wanted to do the starter hunt in Heart Gold SoulSilver. And it just so happened that I'm like, why not continue it? And then I got obscenely lucky. So I was like, yeah, hell yeah, let's do it. So I thought, what better way to christen the Heart Gold than to do that hunt again? I don't think I really need to explain it all that much, as I did in the original video, because it is just a simple soft reset hunt. But the best part about this is how insanely fast resets are, and you get to see all 3 Pokemon, and they appear shiny in the preview window. And I can just trade over the extra shinies I found in SoulSilver. This might seem familiar to you, but I hope to find Totodile as my starter. I already got Cyndaquil in this very badge quest, and not only is Chikorita awful in Johto, I'll be using my second Oddish in this file, so it would be a duplicate typing. No matter which I find though, I'm going to take it for the badge quest. The first night of hunting, the same day I found the Weedle, I was able to get 500 resets done in about 3 hours, and this pattern held true each day I hunted, quickly ballooning even past the reclaim for the Cyndaquil. Of course it blew past Cyndaquil. Cyndaquil's reclaim was ridiculously fast. My friend Marcus, who you all wouldn't know, guessed it would be about 20,000 encounters, or somewhere around 6,700 resets to find it. And I sure hope he's wrong. However, the resets are so fast in this hunt that it wouldn't take that long to reach those totals. On day 5, which was a Friday, I stopped at 2,800 resets, which is a few hundred total encounters over odds. But then, I did far too many resets over the next couple days to reach 5,230 on that Sunday, to a point where I was feeling exceptionally burned out already from the hunt. Not to mention my right thumb was hurting between 4,000 and 5,000, which added to the frustration. Yet, I persisted the next day, where I even did 100 or so resets during a bit of downtime while at school, and I finished the day with 6,000 resets, or 18,000 total encounters, meaning I'd already passed the mark of being over double odds. Because of my luck in SoulSilver, not to mention this being one of those hunts that people would always recommend to new full odds hunters to do because it's easy and it's fast and whatever, along with like the Abra Hunt and Leaf Green or something like that, Fire Red Leaf Green. I was unfairly setting my expectations way too fast for this, and also I was doing too much at once. There was a lot of other things sort of that I wanted to keep progressing on this so I could have this video done before the day it's, you know, before when it's actually being done. And there's just me trying to get
like have this feeling of getting things off of my plate because of how much extra stuff I had to do. So I was putting too much pressure on myself and I was burning myself out because I spent so many days in a row doing it. I was just getting annoyed at it rather than anything. And the reason you hunt in these games is the payoff of the grind, not for the instant gratification. That's the whole point. But it was me trying to be too efficient with things, and it was draining me like crazy. Nevertheless, my persistence paid off, at least in terms of shiny hunting, as the next day, April 8th, 2026, I found the shiny starter. And I didn't reset over it like my first Cyndaquil in SoulSilver.
Yay! We're done! Of course it's the wrong one, but we're done! Yes! That would be a total of 63.97 because you include the first 3 that I saw, or these 3. Yes! We're done! It took long enough, literally almost over 19,000. Marcus was wrong! Let's go, dude! Oh my lord. Woo! And it's so funny, if I just spammed A through this one, I would have got the shiny too. Oh my goodness, brother. Oh, and hold on. Before we do anything, let me turn the sound back on, because I turned it off because I didn't want to hear it constantly resetting. Yes! Oh, we got the beautiful little autumn leaf. It sucks to do Chikorita because I'm gonna have another grass type. But you know what? We're done. I'm done. I can move on. Yes, hype. It is boy. That makes sense. I'm gonna name him Cloud, so that's gonna be his name. I kind of hate this, how this is all laid out. I guess it makes sense. Vowels, ka. I'm used to it being in the reverse order from when learning it. Technically, yes, but it needs to be the U, because it is ow instead of, you know. Yes. There we go. Cloud. 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 That's his name. His name is Cloud. Look at it! It's so cute! Ah! We're finally done! Thank goodness! Look at you! I love its little animations. It's so cute. Also name my character Neferi. Just name of a... Well, actually, she's up. You can kind of... She's right there. It's behind Aerith, but it's a... It's basically a goddess I made for like a D&D campaign, but we never got there because it doesn't matter. Anyway, yes, we're done. Okay, luckily, it's really cool that they've got it put all here on the Bulbapedia page. I didn't realize that. I've never actually looked at the natures page because I know all the natures. I just don't know the Japanese translation here. Okupio, timid. That's not bad. It'll be bad for a bit because he'll only have tackle, but alright! I'm gonna trim this thing and we're moving on! With Cloud finally secured, I traded over the spare shinies from SoulSilver I was going to use in this Heart Gold file, and then it was time to challenge our next gym. I flew to Vermilion, where instead of fighting Lieutenant Surge, I woke up the Snorlax, which I caught to get the leftovers, and made my way through Diglett Tunnel. Upon reaching the other side, I realized I didn't bring Cut, and I wasn't about to teach Cut to this dream team, so I had to fly back to Vermilion and grab Yosuke the Raticate before I could arrive in Pewter City, where I got the Rainbow Wing. I won't be using that in this game, however. Then I ran through Brock's gym with my rivalry. God, I can't fucking say that, man. Then I ran through Brock's gym with my rivalry Choice Specs Nidoking, outgoing even the Water Rock fossil Pokemon that he had, earning us our 12th badge. Right after beating Brock, I flew to the Safari Zone to the west side of Kanto to start the proceedings to finally be able to use the Safari Zone there. I caught the Geodude and then let my game sit for Balba to call me to do the second task so I could begin to customize my zone. It won't be too robust for hunts right now, especially since I also plan to have it prepared in Heart Gold, but this will be for a far later part of the challenge. I was able to get Balba to call me and complete his challenge the next day. For now, I had to wait until I completed my casual playthrough of Heart Gold before I was going to hunt in the Safari Zone. I then debated on what the next hunt should be. Initially, I didn't want to have two soft reset hunts next to each other back to back, though that was kind of going to have to happen if I was going to do all of the hunts that I wanted. But since I was still playing through Heart Gold, I set my sights on reclaiming my Vulpix, which, if you've
somehow forgotten, because I sure haven't, used Roar after I broke out of a level ball during the second badge of this part of the quest. I was thinking I might just go back to Route 7 next to Celadon, where I found Mitsuto, and risking the chance of many dupes, when I happened to check Vulpix's therapy page and saw Route 48. And at night, this is the best encounter odds that I can have for Vulpix anywhere in the game, and I'm going to take it. Also, this section here will not be completed until I find the Vulpix, no matter what other cool shinies I find along the way. Asterisk. And since there are only 2 possible dupes, Firo and Gloom, I'm likely to find some cool phases, if I even phase at all. Also, since Vulpix is SoulSilver only, I will have to use the ROM on the second DS. I didn't really want to solo hunt. The first night, while in call with the boys where we talked a little bit about Pokemon Champions, which I still have not played and I don't think I will, I went through the small collection of old Pokemon cards I still had, and did a whole bunch of random Pokemon trivia stuff that Jedrick found. I got to 1,500 encounters. The next day, I did another 1,000, and the day after that, after doing taxes and submitting an inquiry about online schooling for teaching, they get certification to do so, I was going to hunt until 4,000 when I found a shiny. Whoa! Well, there's the first phase. That's sick! Look at that, dude. Unfortunately, it's another Gloom. That's my third. You know, I'm not even gonna go full cam for this, because it will take more effort to do so than it's kind of worth. Let me switch audio though, I'll do that. Let's Thunderwave this guy. And he sleep powdered me in return, that is fair. Alright, what Pokeball do we want to use for them? Kinda wish I had a repeat ball. For now, let's try a Pokeball, let's see what happens. Hey, we caught him. He wanted to join us. Okay, well, that's cool. It's only the second one on this one here, and it's been like, what? How many is that? I guess I can leave this open. It doesn't matter. We don't hear the sound of the call anyway. We'll spam through that. What do I want to name? I don't know if I have a name, so we're not gonna name him for now. But I will go take a look at that guy. Okay, well, he is relaxed and he has chlorophyll. Let's take a look at his summary so we can see his animation. Because I never have proud of its power, so as high as it stat as attack, even though it's not that great for Gloom. Alright, there we go. There's phase 1. I'm actually going to put the phases up on the screen this time because there will be phases. There is phases because it was not first phase Gloom. But my friends are right about it being under odds. I forgot how quick these encounters go with Illuminating the Grass, and it was quite nice to phase this quickly, but it's annoying that the phase, once again, was the Pokemon that I have found 3 of in this challenge. I finished hunting that evening after getting another 500 encounters. Over the next couple days, including before and after our yearly French versus Italian football game, like actual football, not American football, where we won 4-1 and I scored and assisted off of a corner, I was able to reach 3,000 encounters. Then basically I took the entire week off hunting as I focused my efforts on studying for the second and final part of my master's exam. Cover up my full name here, but as you can see, I passed. The same day I achieved that feat, I added another 2,000 encounters to my total, hoping to get a reward shiny for my hard work, and I did, but it wasn't in SoulSilver. I named him Merceau, which would only make sense to you if you read L'Étranger. I worked my way up to 7,500 over the next couple days before it took a month away from anything Pokemon. With the stress of the exam gone, I finally felt like I had time to play games. And during that time, while also playing games, I worked on videos, I did some editing, I did like a rambling review, and progressed on another, and then there's another that I don't know if I'm actually gonna make a video on. I might just cancel that one because I don't know. I don't feel like I can add anything new onto that. But the day I returned was the day of my graduation, and on May 16th, 2026, I decided to end this section. Whoa! That's so cool! Alright. Look how good that looks in this game, bro. Holy shit. I'm sad that it's not the freaking Vulpix, but that's crazy, man. Well, that's both 20% that I've gotten, and not the 29%. Alright. Wow, look how beautiful that looks in this game, man. I have Kirby on the team. I'll throw a quick ball at it. Dusk Ball would also look nice. We can throw Dusk Balls after. I'm gonna throw Quick Ball first, and then I'll send in Kirby and paralyze it. The funny thing is that only, like... Alright, we caught it immediately. Let's go! Yay! That's so cool. I'm not done here, unfortunately. Because I want the Vulpix. Wow, look how cool that looks. Look at him with his green mane, man. Oh my gosh. You know, part of me... well, I still have to play through Heart Gold anyway, so I guess... Oh man, what do I name this guy? That's the question here. I've named him one after every single one of the guys from... Well, we could name him... Let's name him... No, I'm gonna do Valentine instead. After Vincent Valentine. I didn't name one after him. Anyway, 8476. What a sick shiny to find. Alright. Hold on. I want you to show up, little Vulpix. You know what? Well, I have an idea. I know what we're going to do. We're going to move on. This is going to technically count for this part of the badge quest because I've gotten 2 phases. And this is a unique Pokemon. Oh, these are Pokewalker Pokemon. I got a Pokewalker and connected to this game. I'll put that footage up now, probably. Because that's the last thing you can do to prove that it's a legit cartridge. Because I wanted to do that. And it's sitting there. I bought it. It's sitting in my display case right now. But, yeah, I caught these guys in the Pokewalker. And I sent Yukiko out 3 times. Anyways, lonely with Anchor Point. Not lonely anymore. Look at him. Look at him. Look at that. God, he's so pretty. So pretty. Oh my gosh, he might get sent to Heart Gold just to have him Heart Gold, so I have an extra, so I have a Pokemon, I can send him there. Because I sent the Gloom there. I'll set this up so that I can have the Tauros put on the sidebar, and then I'm gonna do something a bit later that'll be interesting to reclaim Vulpix, and I'll do it as part of my final shiny. So now, while it's not the Vulpix to set it with, I felt like I could do something interesting with it later on, since I didn't think I'd get the Safari Zone up and running fast enough in Heart Gold, since I hadn't been playing that game like at all. As I mentioned, I took like a month off of Pokemon, so I had some thinking to do on how to incorporate the Vulpix reclaim into this badge quest, since I decided to cancel it in this section. With my beautiful Vibrant Bowl secured, we headed to take on our next gym, and I only had 3 left to pick from: Janine, Surge, and Blaine. With the aid of my blue dinosaur mouse once again, we easily washed Janine away, earning the 13th badge. So this is the part of the video where things kind of became a mess. It may have seemed like things were like screwed on tight in the right sort of way they were supposed to be for part of this video. That's just the editing and the scripting aspect to it, but things were falling apart. So I had a bunch of plans for what I wanted to do with Heart Gold once getting it, as I wanted to use it alongside SoulSilver to do a couple very specific hunts. However, the Pokemon burnout that had been creeping up hit me like a truck around this moment. You could tell the burnout was like all over everything I did during the starter hunt. That was the most evident, but realistically it had started before then and was exacerbated by the Vulpix fleeing after that whole week, because I guess I could say that the burnout in general, and it was very localized into Pokemon. I needed to take a break from it. That is for certain, but I didn't. And that's the biggest problem here. I had some very specific hunts that I wanted to do in this challenge. I had them lined up in a specific sort of way that I was kind of adjusting a little bit, but in general, I had some hunts that I specifically wanted to do. But a couple of them were soft reset hunts, and those aren't my favorite hunts, especially for ones that are like require menuing. Like if you remember Eevee from first part, there was one of those hunts that I had picked for this, and that one was actually stressing me out quite a bit. And that was a problem also. I was stressing myself out like crazy for this. The problem is that I still needed to catch my Heart Gold up to where SoulSilver was in order to do some of these hunts. And because I didn't want to play Pokemon, it was really annoying, and I didn't know what I needed to do. It was a very tough moment. Eventually, I was considering dropping the Safari Zone hunt entirely from this. I had mentioned in part 1 that I would do that at some point during this badge quest, and kind of pushed it off to part 2. If I wanted to do a Safari Zone hunt, I would have to nix one of the other hunts that I was still planning on doing. 2 of them being soft reset hunts. One of them for the legendaries, and one of them for the Hitmons, because Vulpix had taken up 2 of the slots that I had been hunting for. But for those, I would need to catch Heart Gold up, and I just hadn't been interested in playing Pokemon, because I had bought the second cartridge. Why would I not hunt on that one? I decided on a whim to hop into the Safari Zone with my main file and continue hunting for Vulpix on the second DS, because I genuinely would not have been satisfied until I reclaimed my Vulpix. After doing the setup, the first day I reached 500. I didn't go further than that because I was unbelievably annoyed. It's kind of crazy how much things can change in just a month. There were multiple layers of pressure that were weighing on me. I was in a weird place with my degree. That's the thing. I worked so unbelievably hard to get it, but that specific degree is a weird spot for me to be in. With a master's in French, I could probably teach English abroad, but knowing where to look is a little bit of an issue. Not only that, education in the United States is a little bit of another issue, especially with not having a national standard that you can just take a test for like a national permit or something like that. You have to have state-specific permits, and if you don't have a specific preference on a place that you want to go, because you just want to be anywhere but where you are, and not knowing exactly where to go, and not having a specific license in that place, it makes things very difficult. On top of the fact that I just needed to find work, and I needed to be able to do something. I needed to be able to obviously pay bills. I needed to be able to have insurance and things like that. And that's a huge problem. I'm very blessed at this very moment for what I have. And I was that part technically got resolved, the work part. There was just there was that layer on top of the burnout aspect to it, and there's an extra layer of pressure on me because of the fact that the only thing that has really succeeded on this channel have been the big ass Pokemon projects. And I'm not someone who just likes Pokemon, as you can see from all of this shit and all of this crap. I love a whole bunch of different things, and just having Pokemon be the one thing that succeeds because it's not my only interest is one of those things that makes it hard, because then I want to be able to focus on that, but I don't want to play Pokemon all the time. And then I feel like if I'm not getting a video out, it's gonna be kind of bad, and I want to make other videos, but then I feel like I have to work on this video specifically, and it adds to the stress to it. And it's kind of a dumb thing. I don't know how to explain it. It was like sitting with this strange guilt in my mind. Like, do I continue the wild encounter hunt for this section? Do I just move on? Do I force myself to play through Heart Gold so I can do other things and whatnot? Do I force myself to do a hunt that I really don't want to do in the Hitmons, which includes a lot of extra menuing, and it's gonna be a pain in the ass. It's gonna be really annoying. And the only reason I wanted to do it was because I was scared of Red Snorlax, and I'm not even kidding you. That's the only reason I picked the Hitmons for this entire thing. I just wasn't certain what I was going to do with this video. On a day where I had an awkward amount of time and I was looking for something to do, I decided that I was just going to spend that doing a few encounters. So I half-heartedly booted up my games and was going to continue the hunt. In my main game, I was hunting in the Safari Zone, while in the other game, I was hunting on Route 48, once again, where I can find Vulpix at the highest rate at night. On May 30th, 2026, 2 weeks of not playing after finding Tauros, the universe told me, get your shit together. It's time to move on. Brother, that's literally first encounter today.
Anywhere that you was, where I call home. Now I'm the best that I've been. You're to blame, cause you brought this out of me. A peace of mind to remind me I'm not alone. Said, is there anybody out there I can find to lend a hand? Pull me up and show me how
I'm literally on the verge of tears. Oh my god, dude. We're playing on this DS, I'll show you here. I mean, I don't know what to show you. There's no cartridge in it because it's on the ROM one. This one is the DS. Oh my god, bro. She's back, and this time she can't run. Oh my god, we're gonna use a quick ball anyway. 100% catch rate, basically. Oh my god, dude. There's been a lot going on, and I've been so burned out with Pokemon, man. And then I feel it. It's like I can't. This is so fucking silly. Oh my god, man. Dude, look at this. I need to recalibrate the touchscreen on this one. Oh my god. Because it keeps hitting the one to the left of it. I noticed it earlier. I wish that I had a free party slot. I'm just gonna fly there because we're gonna, with the goddamn Star U, we're gonna run into so many Pokemon. Oh my god. That's crazy. That's so crazy, man. She's back, which is what matters, bro. She's docile with Flash Fire and the Rostberry. Oh my god, man. Look at you! Oh my god! I forgot to put, I was gonna put on the double thing. I was gonna move the Pokemon over, and I forgot I was gonna do that today, and I didn't think about it. I got my Vulpix. This is my golden goose, literally my golden fox. She's back. And that's when all the burnout shit started, was Vulpix fleeing. It's completely unexpected today. I didn't expect to find anything at all. I expected to just be hunting until 1,000, then I was gonna probably be bored and quit. Because that's what's been happening.
Chidori would be sent to Heart Gold to further the efforts to reach Ho-Oh for the next hunt, and I would come back to the Safari Zone for the final hunt in this badge quest. I then decided to go fight Blaine in his reborn gym, a symbolic fight for my renewed flame for our 14th badge. I forgot the beach south of Fuchsia is under construction, so I had to go to Pallet Town and go south. But first I had to get to Pallet Town. Clearly Faulkner got his cheated Pidgeotto from Viridian Forest. Eventually, after close to an hour of exploring the water routes of southern Kanto, we reached the Seafoam Islands, where Blaine's gym is. Kanji and Welkin easily handled all the fire types, earning us our 14th badge. With a renewed sense of vigor, over the next couple days, I blitzed through the Heart Gold game, allowing me to challenge the Kimono Girls and climb the Bell Tower up to where Ho-Oh would await us. After I had beaten Blaine and SoulSilver, I had already made it to Lugia once again to wait for the other game. And with all the prep work done, it was time to hunt. I was averaging 200 to 250 encounters an hour, or about 100 to 125 resets per game, which was honestly faster than I initially expected. I ended the first day of hunting with 600 total resets. Over the next 2 days, I got the total of 2,000, and the day after that, I did another full 1,000, which was a mistake! That many resets and having to spam A so much made my thumb cramp up super bad. Actually, like my entire hand, not just my thumb. And after taking a large break to work on the Pride Month Shiny Race video, which you should definitely check out, I mostly did just 500 encounters per section. Slowly but surely, the number ticked up, passing half odds very quickly. During the course of this hunt, I started watching The Mighty Nine, Blue Lock, and I watched the original Ghost in the Shell movie. On the day I reached 9,000 resets, I was watching a strange but also cute movie about dreams called Paprika, which you can watch free on YouTube if that interests you. The next 2 days, I did a full 1,000 encounters each day, reaching 10,000, then 11,000 the next day after work. With Safari Week approaching, part of me was concerned that I might have to postpone this hunt in order to hunt in the Safari Zone if it didn't arrive by then. I was furthermore concerned as I figured out that I couldn't place objects in the Safari Zone unless I had the National Dex. And Heart Gold hadn't yet beaten the game because I was waiting for this shiny. However, the other part of me had a feeling I would find it that weekend as I had 2 days off in a row and planned to get 1,000 encounters each day. The latter inkling was correct, as on June 27th, I found my one-winged angel. Yes! Oh my god! And it's on the game with sound, bro! Holy shit! That is so unbelievably sick! That is technically 11,298 encounters. Oh my god! That is crazy. I kind of had a feeling it was going to be SoulSilver, because genuinely Heart Gold has not found a shiny since the starter. Oh my god, my heart is pounding. That's so sick. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's so cool. That's so cool. Look how good that looked, man. Oh my god, okay. Well, the thought it was gonna be Master Ball no matter what. Oh my god. Yes! Let's go! I didn't do the solo, but I can do the solo in a minute. It doesn't really matter. Let's go! Oh my gosh, that is, I had a feeling it was gonna be this weekend, and I'm so glad. That is so unbelievably sick. Hold on, I'm gonna go single. Yay, dude! Oh my gosh, I'm so stoked about that. The thing is, I like Ho Shiny better, but also, this is gonna be on the Heart Gold team. Because the SoulSilver team is just kind of set. This will be on the final team, though. I have decided that I really, really, really wanted Lugia on the final team. Or the legendary that I would get on the final team. So he will be Sephiroth, the one-winged angel. Oh my god, that's so cool. I'm actually shaking. I'm gonna shake it a little bit. That's kind of crazy. Alright, well, I'm gonna save. I unfortunately do not have it on. I don't have a space in my party. So that was a crazy. That's the biggest reaction since Tepping, straight up.
Bro, that's crazy.
Holy shit! I had a feeling it was gonna be this weekend, straight up.
Oh, it looks so good in Heart Gold.
I'm so stoked.
Oh yeah. Nature check.
Nature check. What do you
calm.
guess? Calm nature. Okay, I don't know. What do I want it to be? Anything is fine. I don't care. Bashful. She's sassy. He's sassy.
That checks out. That checks out.
Look at that. Oh my god.
Kept you waiting.
Hell yeah. And dude, this is the first one I've had animations on because there's only 2 and it's a soft reset hand. I'm like, why not? Let's do it. So I had the animations on for when he appeared. So sick.
Oh, that's awesome.
Sephiroth.
That's actually a pretty sick name.
Oh yeah, dude. Either one is gonna be Sephiroth because like the naming themes and whatnot. I was cleaning up names or whatever, and it's like this has gotta be the bad guy.
Hell yeah.
He's so sick. I actually knew it was gonna be SoulSilver too, because Heart Gold hasn't found a shiny. Since the Chikorita.
Oh wow.
So, it's only been this game, and that's okay. But hopefully it'll find some during Safari Week. But yay!
Yay!
Okay, are you too big? He's too big for the Pokemon Center. So here he is. Look at you! Oh my gosh! He gives me a happy look and a smile. You're happy you finally showed up. Oh my god. And it looks pink in the overworld.
It does. It's actually kind of crazy.
It is weird how it works, how it looks in this, but now it's your turn to find Wedgetic. You gotta go find your
Ho-Ho
Ho.
is on my list. I need to get back.
Yes. See? Right there, 11,298. And you're hunting
That's
4
my-
games at once, so you better
That's
get
my goal to beat.
You better get on that. Yes. That is your
I
goal.
low
here.
key actually was debating on hopping on there like a couple minutes ago. I was like,
Yeah.
maybe I should go back to that.
You should. With Sephiroth acquired and fawned over, I traded him to Heart Gold to be my final team member, and fly Pokemon over there. I then headed straight to Vermilion City to challenge the last available gym leader, Lieutenant Surge. After skirting the need for a country thanks to my Dino Mouse that can surf, I fumbled around with the most annoying gym puzzle in the series. I seriously hate this. And it took way longer than it should have. But once we finally got through it, Surge was the easiest battle I've had throughout the entire badge quest, especially because it's supposed to be the first gym you take on, and we earned our 15th badge. I mentioned in the original part of this shiny badge quest that I would be doing a section in the Safari Zone, and here we are! I genuinely thought I would just ignore that when I started this part, but with nothing left that I wanted to hunt for, I'm going to finally participate in my first ever community shiny hunting event, Safari Week 2026. For the uninitiated and those who didn't see my Safari Week 2026 video, it's a 10-day long event hosted by Absolblog's Pokemon where basically you go hunt in the Safari Zones and you hunt for shiny Pokemon. And if you find them, they have a real chance of fleeing. And that's basically the thrill of it, because Shiny Hunters are special. It's all risk and reward, and it's probably the most popular shiny hunting event out of all of them, if I had to be real. This year, the event took place from July 17th to the 26th, and I live streamed the entire time I was hunting. I made a video about my escapades already, so if you're interested in watching the VODs, that playlist is linked in the description below. In this video, I will give you all a quick play-by-play of what happened during the streams up to the first shiny, rather than a rehash of the video I've already made. As you might be able to guess, I'm hunting in the Heart Gold SoulSilver Safari Zone, which is the most customizable of all the zones, where you can basically place objects to influence the spawns, and then eventually after a certain amount of times you need less and less objects to keep that Pokemon there. I don't know how it really works yet. I didn't get all the Pokemon that I wanted, but I got the main Pokemon on my SoulSilver. I started looking at the Safari Zone page in Cerebi because I remembered that certain zones required a lot of time to unlock certain Pokemon, and I went to work. I found a couple of zones I was really interested in hunting in. The Rocky Beach, which I would set up in Heart Gold because most of the Pokemon required 0 days to appear, and I still needed to beat the game. And the Marshland, which I would set up in SoulSilver since I already had all of the objects. In SoulSilver, since I had that one prepared first, I needed at least 20 days in order to get the desired encounter I wanted. Carnivine. I had already left the World Islands before the previous hunt was completed to make sure I got the stuff arranged in case the hunt took too long. In order to have Carnivine appear, I needed 18 forced objects placed throughout the zone. And eventually I was going to add 3 more to get 21 to have a chance at Krogunk, though it was just 18 days before Safari Week and I'm not certain how necessary the amount of items changes and whatnot, and I forgot to do that anyway. After fighting Sephiroth and transferring him to Heart Gold, I quickly blitzed through the end of the game on call with Jadric. Considering I hadn't grinded my Pokemon nor EV trained the Lugia, the Elite Four run was much harder than in SoulSilver, but both ended the same way, a Dragon Dance sweep with a shiny Gyarados. This time it was impromptu, as I just was able to get Gyarados in and get up a Dragon Dance and just sweep the rest of his team. And just look at this team, dude. From there, I had to go to the Olivine Port to talk to Professor Oak and get my National Dex, unlocking the items from Balba that I can place in the Safari Zone. I would still have to wait another 9 hours or so to get them all, but we were on our way. In order to get the encounters I desire on the Rocky Beach, I needed to place 10 Plains objects, 18 Forest objects, and 18 Peak objects, giving me every possible encounter that isn't Aeron, Silver, or Gibble. This is 36, so I definitely didn't put them all down. Once I had that set up, I was ready to go. During the time I waited for the Safari Week to start, I painted a new figure. I don't think I'll make that a video, because you know, it's whatever. It doesn't need to be a video, but it's Gustav right here. Started working on a project I'm so excited about, which I will not mention like at all until it's done. And was watching a bunch of Critical Role. Then Safari Week finally rolled around. Unfortunately, it coincided with an insane heat wave where I live, and a lot of my job involves me spending time outside. Not to mention I had to work the first weekend of Safari Week, so I was very tired throughout the entire event. The first day of Safari Week, July 17th, my schedule was different from normal. I was working in the afternoon instead of the morning, which messed up how I wanted to start Safari Week. Even though I knew streaming on the first day was a bad idea for my schedule, considering I had to get up early the next day, I did it anyway. Nothing special happened until July 21st, day 5 of Safari Week. Jadric joined me later, and while something ridiculous happened on his stream, we're not going to be talking about that because on my side, my badge quest was finally complete. Also, I finally found my first Pokemon.
And I've switched back to Heart Gold because I'm hoping I can get
No!
What? What happened?
You've got to be fucking kidding me! Anything but this! Anything but this! It's fucking gloom!
Oh my god! Congrats on the shiny though.
Oh my god! It's SoulSilver again!
Oh no, the one that, so still the one that you still haven't gotten the one on the one that needs to pay out.
Oh my god, hold on 1 second. I need to pause the music because the music is going to be claimed in this stupid reaction.
7 encounters.
Ball 2.
I need Krabby
I'm so
to do
annoyed.
is show
I'm
up,
so
though.
you're
I
talking.
Krabby.
I'm so annoyed.
I'm really happy you got Gloom. I gotta pull up the stream. Hold on.
I'm not. It's another.
No, but I'm happy you got a shiny. That's what I mean.
Literally, it's the only thing I didn't want. Look at that. Would you like to give a nickname? No Pokedex entry because I have 4. Jesus Christ! I legitimately do, guys. I have 4.
You caught it though. Hey.
I'm so annoyed.
You know, I think the problem is the whole entire time we were like manifesting it, it was, hey, don't be oddish, don't be oddish. We forgot to say don't be gloom.
Oh my god, that's so funny. Here we go. We're gonna repurpose this number. I'm so annoyed.
Oh
it's so funny. It's so funny, but it's so annoying. My reaction was maybe not what you might expect, but once the SoulSilver Shiny Badge Quest video, the second part of it, finally comes out, I'm finally done with that. Hey, that's pretty meta. That's what you're watching right now. My reaction kind of says it all. This is the second Gloom I'd found, and the 4th of this line overall. And the 3rd in this video alone, which is so funny. And I was really annoyed that the one Pokemon that I didn't want is the one that I found, and the only one that I caught. Spoiler for for Safari Week, but it was the only one I caught my entire Safari Week, which is so funny. But anyway, it's my first ever Safari Shiny. I grew to appreciate it more as the week went on because of the fact that I only caught her. But with that, I can challenge the 16th and final gym of this challenge. I decided to bring Fuka with me to go take on Blue. As you can see, she's a cute little flower. I flew to Cinnabar Island and told Blue to get his ass back to the gym, and then I went back to Viridian to challenge him. I took on a few of the trainers, one which didn't go so well for Fuka, and eventually reached the leader. I didn't look up his team at all, so I wasn't overly prepped for this fight, but it was relatively easy after setting up again with my Gyarados in his Gyarados' face. And then somehow the Pidgeot survived the +1 Ice Fang? Nevertheless, upon his defeat, where he says he accepts my power, but then also says there's no way, we earn the 16th and final badge of the Badge Quest. Well, this guy actually, it's funny, he's gonna jump up here right now as we start with the Endgame. He's a little orange boy. His name is Poseidon. He's the newest cat. He's also the oldest cat. I've gotten all 3 of my cats from very similar ways, but anyway, he's been bothering me the entire recording, so he's here now. With the 16th gym leader defeated, Professor Oak calls us, telling us to head to Pallet Town to collect something he got for me. I forgot I had already been there, so I ran there, finding an encounter I didn't expect to find. Meeting the professor, we get the final HM, which we will need for Mount Silver. Rock Climb. It's annoying. With that, I need to grind, as all of Red's Pokemon are over level 80, and my team are 60s, plus the 2 I used on Heart Gold that will be joining us, which are still 40s. The beginning part of the grinding I did off camera, as I didn't necessarily want to be chained to the desk, and I wanted to lean back in my chair with my 2DS, like, you know, sort of like this, so I could actually have like a little bit of relaxation while I was playing. And during that time, I also went and did a bunch of trainer rematches because those give more experience. I ended up training up the 2 Pokemon that were level 40s up to level 60s to meet up with the rest of the team, about 63 or 64, somewhere around there. And then I ended up going to grind at the grass south of the Victory Road, which at that moment is basically the highest level grass that I can grind at. While watching some streams and just grinding, I happened upon something pretty special. Okay, so I'm watching a stream here. You can see my little comment right here. Holy crap, grinding shiny. I just found a shiny fucking Dodo. Holy shit. Look at that. Oh my gosh, my heart is pounding, bro. Holy crap, that's crazy. Holy! Oh my gosh, give me 1 sec. My heart, this is so dumb. I don't know, bro. It's, that's, I certainly did not expect that in the sense. What balls have I caught Pokemon in this game? I don't even remember, bro. That's so cool, bro. I wish I got the sparkles, but I obviously didn't think that was going to happen, if you might have guessed. Let's go for a lure ball, why not? Something fun. Yay! And it's a male one, so I can finally have my Hewlett! Oh my gosh, that's so sick! Jeez, I stopped training Lugia and I did some wild encounters. Or excuse me, I did my whatever the heck. I'm holy cow. Yeah, I was doing a bunch of, I did all my rematches and then I went to train more. And then I was just like watching, I'm also watching Valorant. So I'm watching Valorant and Quick Panic at the same time. So yes, I'm not gonna worry about pulling out my, actually, I say that. I had a second stylus. I found this randomly today here at my house. So this is Hewlett. I don't remember what the name came from, but I had a Doduo named Hewlett, and then I named a Firo Peckard in the Sacred Gold Egglock. I don't remember why, Hewlett Peckard, the joke is Hewlett Packard, like the HP brand. Okay, well let's save real quick. I'm gonna have to fly somewhere. As you can see here, I've been grinding for, I'm trying to wipe spit off of my DS that's on my actual screen. But God, I haven't been keeping track of encounters. I'm gonna be honest. I grinded, it's like 20 levels, I think, 20 levels for Chidori. Actually, it's basically 19 levels for both of these Pokemon. So a total of 38 levels, and Kirby's gotten 1, and Walken leveled up once. Okay, alright, let's see. What is his nature? Adamant! Yo, that's so sick. Look at that dude! Oh my gosh, let's go see his animation now. Look at that! That's so cool. Alright, very sick. I'm so stoked about that. I was thinking about doing another shiny hunt for this section, because we're about to go fight Red. There's still another one that I want to do, and I'll probably do that at some other thing. So this can count for that. I'm so excited. I got my Doduo. Yay.
This is the second time I found a shiny while grinding in this challenge. However, it wasn't obviously as fast as Meowth. It was about 6 hours of consistently grinding, so I'm guessing somewhere around 1,000 to 1,500 total Pokemon. And I'm very happy to have found it. Again, this single system luck is insane. As I mentioned in my little clip, I had thought about doing another shiny hunt before Red, and well, now I don't have to because this guy can count for that. Sort of like the victory lap I did for the white shiny badge quest. I grinded here for another half hour, and I remembered that there was grass at Mount Silver. So I switched over to the Capture DS and went over there. That night, I got the first of the team to level 80, which was the level I planned to stop at, because it wasn't too over-leveled, but it would make me very much good enough to beat Red. The next day, since I also had the day off, I got 3 more Pokemon to level 80. I did spend part of the time hunting down rare candy, since training Lugia took the longest out of all the team. I took my time getting the next 2 trained up, since while I tend not to mind grinding a Pokemon, having to do so much all at once is draining. And on the day I got the final member of the team to level 80, which was by far the easiest of the 6, I was ready to scale the mountain and take on Red. It is now time for me to outline the team that we will be taking up to the summit to fight our final fight. First up, the second Pokemon we caught in this badge quest, Kirby the Ampharos, met on September 20th, 2024, holding the Magnum with Thunder Punch, Power Gem, Discharge, and T-Wave. She's been incredibly helpful throughout the challenge when it comes to catching Pokemon, and I've enjoyed having her on the team. Next up, Walken the Nidoking, met on September 23rd, 2024, holding the Choice Specs with Surf, Earth Power, Sludge Bomb, and Shadow Ball. He's been one of the 2 best Pokemon over the course of the entire playthrough, and since all of Red's Pokemon will be male, he'll be able to chunk, if not just straight up KO, whatever he fights. And finally, from part 1, Kanji the Gyarados, met on October 10th, 2024, holding the Wide Lens with Waterfall, Strength, Ice Fang, and Dragon Dance. Kanji has been the other greatest Pokemon, with his Dragon Dancing destroying the champion and getting me through a bunch of other fights. I also love the poetic nature of him being another shiny Magikarp and not the Red Gyarados. He's been my favorite member throughout the entirety of the quest. Now the other 3 Pokemon are from part 2. Starting with Rize the Firo, met on February 4th, 2026, and holding the Sharp Beak, with Fly, Drill Peck, Leer, and Secret Power for the lulz. Rize was the longest hunt of the entire badge quest and the entirety of my shiny hunting career, and for that reason alone, she's been special. Being the flying Pokemon I've used since I caught her, she's been on the team since I found her, so it was only natural she comes along. Next up, the most important shiny of the quest, Chidori the Ninetales, met on February 28th, 2026, and then finally caught on May 30th, 2026, and holding the Charcoal with Flamethrower, Dark Pulse, Extrasensory, and Will-O-Wisp. After everything I was going through and then losing Chidori the first time, I began to hit a huge burnout wall as I tried to figure out what to do next. Finding her reignited my desire to complete this challenge, and the name is very fitting if you played Persona 3 Reload. It's also my favorite shiny of Part 2. And finally, my first ever shiny legendary, Sephiroth the Lugia, met on June 27, 2026, holding the leftovers with Psychic, Fly, Aeroblast, and Surf. I'd been considering this hunt for a long time, and would have been happy with either bird, but Lugia way better fit the name, and the typing I needed. Not to mention Lugia is symbolic of the first ever Pokemon game I played, Silver. With that, we're ready to scale Mount Silver. Or so I thought. I forgot. Damn it. Welcome to Nidoking, met on September 23rd, 2024, holding the choice specs with Surf, Earth Power, Sludge Bomb, and Rock Climb. Sephiroth the Lugia, met on June 27, 2026, holding the leftovers with Psychic, Fly, Aeroblast, and Rock Smash. Okay, now we're good. Early on in the mountain, I went the wrong way, but inside a random cave with a really cool item, the Expert Belt, which I decided might be more helpful for Lugia. Considering I was going to use him to take on Snorlax, I don't know why I thought that, but the bit continues! Sephiroth the Lugia, met on June 27, 2026, holding the Expert Belt with Psychic, Fly, Aeroblast, and Rock Smash. I made my way through Mount Silver, luckily not struggling that much since it's pretty much just a straight path that's dressed up to be more complex than it is, but wasting time with having Walken, the Surfer, and Rock Climber be my lead. I collected every item I saw and made my way up the massive atmospheric mountain until I reached the fabled peak. There stood Red, and it was time for our final showdown to start. With 353 minutes and 353 hours and 34 minutes of game time, we are standing in front of Red with our super team of shiny Pokemon and are ready to beat the game. Saving a lot of data, really? Okay, fair enough. Hey, bud. I think this might be a walk in the park, but let's do it. I love the way it does that with the opening as if it's the older games. Oh, it's a good thing I saved. I forgot to turn on battle animations. Honestly, Walken probably could just solo this entire fight. I mean, not with Earth Power he can't, but... Goodbye to start, Pikachu. You're the weakest member of the team. And then we have to deal with the Gen 4 health bars. Goodbye. So cool. Oh, you know, I forgot he had Lapras, unironically. What Pokemon do I want to use to fight Lapras? Because I thought he had Espeon. I don't know why I thought he had Espeon. Let's try Kirby here. Kirby's probably my best bet, but I kind of wanted him for Blastoise, so I guess we'll see. I think you're very good special defense, right? And I have an adamant nature Ampharos here. This should do a lot of damage. Especially the fact that I don't know, the fact of what, the magnet, maybe. Alright, no freeze, so we're good. We'll be able to defeat. The goal is to try not to use healing items. He might, but I'm not gonna say anything about that. I mean, these Pokemon are very, very strong. The only one who was never EV trained, because I reset all the EVs for all of my Pokemon, was Lugia, because I never went into PK Hex to do that. Since getting Lugia, I haven't done that. Alright, and next you send in the Blastoise. Do we just send in Kanji and set up in his face? Do just that. Hits me with a blizzard. It's not stab. I think I should take it okay. Yeah. And I think literally if I left Kanji, I think Kanji would just win the fight. But I don't know if I want to do that to Red too. It's totally possible here that the strength still doesn't kill. And I just get OHKO'd by another blizzard. But strength is the best option here. You know, I didn't expect to live comm this fight. I thought it was gonna cut through it. Oh, yep. Yep. Blastoise is bulkier than I expected. Thank you, Kanji. Kirby will finish this fight. Wow. I kind of didn't expect that. That might kill. Nope. Let's go, Kirby. Hell yeah. Okay. 2 down. 3 down. 3 down. And I've only lost Kanji, who has literally been the sweeper the entire game. He's got good Pokemon for Kanji. Alright, next up is the Snorlax, which is the one I was scared about. Let's go Sephiroth. Bro. Expert Belt? Yeah, I can't. Well, Rock Smash is the only thing that would do any... What's better for you, physical or special attack? It's your physical attack by a long shot. That's actually kind of wild. Well, I guess we were fighting a bunch of Dodo and stuff. That makes sense. Let's see how much Rock Smash will do. If we can get a defense drop too, that'd be great. That's not bad. Yeah. Okay, I think we kill with a fly now. Bulktastic. I'm actually anxious to see what Sephiroth's IVs or EVs ended up being, because he didn't do too much fighting. This should most likely kill. Hey, oh well. Why do you have Blizzard? You could tell I didn't look up much about Red. Okay, Sephiroth's fine. Sephiroth outlives the Snorlax. Jesus Christ. That's why I initially considered going for a Hitmon. Alright, next up is Charizard. Okay. And Chidori and Rize have not come in. And we have, yeah, so this, we're gonna go with Chidori. We're gonna see what happens here. I wanted to give... I was thinking about Calm Mind on Lugia, but I totally forgot about that. Dark Pulse, Extra Sensory, basically the same power. I think they are exact same power. I think they're literally carbon copy moves. Okay, we get Air Slash Mish, we'll take that. If we can get some hacks, maybe a flinch or two. It's like 30% chance to flinch or something, right? Nope, and this time he hits. How much damage does that do? Was that's a crit. Fuck, man. Alright, I'm doing it. I'm using the potion. I want every single Pokemon to have a fight with everybody. I could have literally kept it in and then just gone into Rize. It's gonna crit me. Watch it crit me again. No, I kind of expect a crit would kill still. Oh my god. Alright, this should not get into range where hail will kill it if I don't myself. Oh, never mind. Hell yeah. Yep, there it is. Okay, that, you know, fair's fair. I used one too. Give me a crit as recompense. Oh god, that did way less that time. Why? Can I get a flinch, please? Maybe I should have given Chidori... Alright. Thank you, Chidori. You did so good. It's so stupid. Alright, Rize. Go get some revenge for me. I'm gonna try Secret Power against the Venusaur. I want to see what it is up here. That's why I taught it, because I had assurance and I don't like it, and I wasn't using assurance. Hell yeah. Okay, well done, Rize. Okay, here we go. Final Pokemon is Venusaur. Now this one should theoretically be the easiest. What is Secret Power up here? It's Avalanche. Fascinating. Okay. Wonder what that actually does. I guess Rize is... Okay, I survive another hit of hail. Let's go fly. I could probably kill a drill pack, honestly. Don't miss. Yeah, let's go. Red has been defeated. Each of us used healing items on Pokemon that ended up dying anyway, so it's fine. And now it's just us standing at the peak of Mount Silver. And we've officially beaten Pokemon SoulSilver. Oh man. Take it away, future me. With over 353 hours of in-game playtime and 427 hours plus logged in the activity log just on this DS, spanning a total of just under 2 years, the badge quest is finally completed. I found 10 shinies in part 1, failing 2, and 15 in part 2, failing 3, including all of Safari Week. It's kind of ridiculous how blessed SoulSilver was. It's ridiculous. Like this file, I just got a really good secret ID, a really good RNG. That's clearly what it is. It's like ridiculous RNG for this game. I literally bought this Pokewalker, which is sitting right there now in front of Lilligant. I literally tested it to do another test to see if the cartridge is legit, because it won't be able to connect to the Pokewalker if it's not legit. And it did connect to the Pokewalker. And I took Yukiko, the Bellossom, with me a couple times to school to get some steps in. So the file was absolutely blessed, and Heart Gold was not at all lucky, which is also really funny. In total, not including the grinding encounters since I didn't track them, I had a total of 100,951 encounters, or an average of 6,730 encounters per shiny in this part, which is including Doduo in this, despite not including the encounters for Doduo. If you remove Doduo from the equation, it's 7,211 encounters per shiny. Sure, the average would dip immensely if I included the average from, you know, part 1, where it was like 25,000 total encounters, because in that final total I forgot to include the Eevee in that. The average is way more normal than the first part. This challenge means so much to me. Like, part 1 is the best performing video on the channel, and I talked about it, and I'm so grateful for the success of that video and bringing so many new people to the channel. It's a blast to hunt in these games that I have such fondness for and nostalgia for, and especially with Silver and being SoulSilver. This was the first ever region I ever visited, Johto. With my first ever Pokemon game being Pokemon Silver, and being in love with the series since then. And this is such a special way to commemorate it. I truly thank you all for coming along on this journey, and I really hope you enjoyed this video, because I hope it was apparent that I put so much of myself into it. I don't know what next major Pokemon project will be, because I have no plans, though I'm trying to work on other things, but I think I need a decent break from Pokemon, and I think the inspiration for the next project will strike me when it's time. If this is one of the first videos of mine you're seeing, I have several other big Pokemon video essay projects starting all the way back in 2022 in Brilliant Diamond. There's a bunch of stuff that you can watch of mine that is similar to this, but yeah, that's I don't know how to finish that part. So thank you all so much for watching this video. I really do hope you enjoyed. If you did, it's appreciated. Make sure to subscribe for more, and I will talk to you all later.
Oh, baby.